8 hobby boxes of beautiful team randoms. Here we go. Who did we get? Who did we get? Bowman Paper. Or you just decided, you know what? I'm not taking any risk on here. I'm just going to buy in this pick your team, the Bowman Paper spot, and just hope I can make a little bit of money, scratch and scrape and get it out and make a couple dollars on this Bowman Paper. Was that the right route? That's what we did. We took the route of buying the Bowman Paper spot in a pick your team, and we're going to see what we got. We're going to see if it's worth it. We're going to see if we can make a little money on it, and we're going to take this on an adventure and see if maybe you guys might want to take this route in your next break that you get in. Wait, what? What did you say? Oh, 2024 Bowman Draft is the paper. That's what we've got. Forgot to tell you guys that part. All right, let's now go get on it. To the victor goes the spoils, and these are our spoils. Right now, it doesn't really matter. We've got 4 500 count boxes. We're just going to sort them out into the prospects versus the Bowman first. That's our first step. That's how you get it started. Here comes the labor. You can see they are pretty full. So let's go ahead and get this started, get cracking, see what we got. You know, we're not looking for anything special. Sometimes a breaker will miss something every once in a while, but these guys are pretty thorough. They usually don't do that. If they've done that, then that means someone else didn't get a card that they rightfully deserved. So let's get skimming through these and see what we got.
So basically what we're doing here is we're just sorting them out between the Bowman First and the Prospect cards. Obviously, the Bowman First cards are the ones that you really want to get. That's the ones that are going to hold the most value on here. Sometimes the Prospect cards are cool, but the first Bowman are the really cards that we're searching for and we're hoping to get here. So off we go. Let's see what we got.
One box down, and this is about what we got right here. We've got our Bowman First over on this side, and we've got our Prospect cards over on this side. We're going to get back to sorting, and then we'll move on to the next step. Box number 2 unpacked. This is going to be our Bowman First over here. This is going to be our Prospect over here. You can kind of compare the piles a little bit and see that first box had a little bit more of the Bowman First compared to that, and this one's got a little bit more of the Prospect compared to that. But here's box number 2. Number 3, box 3, we got our Bowman First over here. We got our Prospects over here. A little more on this one than the last one, so that's pretty good. You want your Bowman First to be higher than your Prospects as much as possible. On to 4. First sort done. All of our Bowman First are over here from the 4 boxes and the 4 different stacks, and all of our Prospects over here on this side or over here. On to the next round of sorting. Sort number 2, do whatever's going to work best for you, whatever you're more comfortable with. If you got lots of space, do it by player. If not, break it down by team. And that's what we're going to do, so we can keep this little bit of confined space so you guys can watch. And the team sets are done. This is what all we got. You may be asking yourself, what team came with the most cards? I'm going to say it's probably the Philadelphia Phillies over here came in with the most number of cards. We'll count it later and see and make sure. Team that came in with the least number of cards, you may wonder if you're looking for a team in the break. Houston Astros, which I think really only had 1 player. So these other team lots, on to the next sort. Next step in the process, we're going to take that stack of team cards here, and we're just going to lay them out. We're going to sort them out by player now. Makes it a lot easier to do it, just like this. There we go. Get it a little spread out here so you guys can see. And that's going to be that. And boom, Arizona Diamondbacks are sorted, ready to go. We add them to a spreadsheet so we know what we got to make it easier to put it on eBay. And we're going to do that with every team. Then we're going to go through and do the prospects and all that. I'm not going to make all you guys watch that. So on to the next step. I will make you watch.
The Bowman First are done. Finally done with those, all cataloged, all put on the computer. We're going to get started on these prospect cards. Same way, sort it all out. Not going to make you guys watch it, but I can show you a little bit of what we've already started on. We're about halfway through these prospects now, sorting through it. We did find one so far. We'll probably find another one. One lone Bowman First card that was stuck in with the prospect cards, just like we found 2 prospect cards that were stuck in with the Bowman First cards. But here we go. Almost done with this. On to the next thing. So we are done. I would say in the prospects here, it would probably be the Texas Rangers had the most amount of cards, it looks like, and either Colorado, which is only going to be Zach Gavine over here, or Oakland over here, which is probably going to be Miles Naylor, would be the lowest amount of cards. Although St. Louis has only got 1, and so does Pittsburgh. But I'm going to say Texas was the best team to get if you're searching for prospect cards.
I know what you're thinking. That is a lot of work for what is probably going to be a little bit of money. And you are correct. It is a lot of work sorting all that stuff out like that. I would say for each one of the players, I got an average of about 10 cards. Some I got 9, some I got 12, some are 10, some are 11. You know, I didn't have anything higher or anything lower. Out of an 8 hobby box case, that's what I got. So what's the most efficient way and most profitable way to sell these cards? I don't know. I did it personally as 10 card lots or 9 or 12 or how many I've got of the player lots and took pictures of them and put them on eBay. And I have most of them, the 10 card lots are going to be your run-of-the-mill type players, and I have them at $5.95 with free shipping on eBay. So on those, I may make $1 on the lot, if that. But the other way to do it would be, I do have at least 9 of each player. I could make 9 Bowman Draft base lots and sell them that way, and that may make a little bit of money as well. That may end up being more profitable. I don't know. It's kind of one of those 6 one, half dozen the other. Now, the better guys on there are going to sell for a little more, obviously. The best way to figure out if they're a better guy is to let Major League Baseball do the prospecting. You know, I fancy myself a prospector. Sometimes you guys may do it as well. And sometimes there's hidden gems in there that just come out of nowhere and it just happens. But most of the time, as far as buyers go and as far as, you know, cost of players or prices that you're going to get for a player is kind of set by let the Major League Baseball analysts and insiders do it. And the people who draft those players. So the players that were taken in the first round by those teams are generally the higher prospects, and they're generally going to be a higher amount of money. You know, look at your Nicholas Jeffrey Kurtz on there. It's probably the proper way to say that, so you don't say it too fast. Or Caglione, you know, guys like that, Bazana, people like that were taken in the first 10 picks or were taken in the first round even are going to be a little higher. But I can use the example of Cam Caminetti for the Braves. I've got his cards listed, 10 cards for $6.95. So he's not going to be huge. Whereas Jack Caglione or Kurtz, I may list at $14.95, maybe $9.95. And they're probably not even going to sell for that price. That's just what I would list them at. So in those cases, sometimes let Major League Baseball be the prospector for you. If you're going that route, just let them do it. That way you don't have to go through. You can go through and look individually if you feeling saucy and you're feeling up to it. But even I get tired of doing that and checking on players. You know, yeah, there might be a hidden gem or two you miss, but it comes with the territory. So do I recommend hanging on to these cards and hoping they're going to become big stars? No. Sell them as soon as you get them. That's generally the case with most cards. Unfortunately, is the highest price you're going to get is right when it comes out. Now, sometimes, again, there are people that come along and, you know, just come out of nowhere. And if you can, you know, like Kurtz is really hot right now for Oakland. It's probably a good time to get rid of his stuff. Maybe he becomes an all-star, becomes an MVP, becomes something like that, and his cards are higher down the road. Possibility. But right now may also be the time that you're going to get the most amount of money for his stuff. So do I recommend Bowman Paper? You want to make $1 or $2? Sure. And if you're just starting out and you're just trying to scrape together some money, that may be the way to do it, especially if you're going to get in a break. Then it may be the spot to take just to make a few extra dollars, but it is a lot of work, and I don't necessarily think that it is worth it. But I do have fun doing it, and most of the time I end up giving the cards away to kids anyway. So it's not all about the money. Sometimes it's about making people happy. But I thank you guys for watching this. If you would like, you can watch a video over here somewhere, and you can probably subscribe right over in this way. Keep trucking away on the Bowman Paper. If you get in a break, it's not really a loss. You can make something on it, just depending on how much you paid for that random break, I guess, is really what it boils down to. But already. What is his middle name? Jeffrey. Jeffrey. That's probably the better way to say that.